Afternoon, everybody. Well, I'm sitting in my car alongside Route 14 going into Salem, Ohio. I just got done eating, but I wanted to do part 2 of intuition, empathic abilities that we develop from our 24 senses. Now, everybody on this planet that call themselves humans are supposed to have well-developed intuition, and some people are more apt to doing it than others. But the whole thing is that let me start this way. Everything that has ever been created or made or whatever, we're all energy. Everything is energy, and everything is connected. And the 12 laws of the universe will tell you that. The very first one is that we're all one. So I'd have to start you there, like I have said to a lot of you before, is that you can Google it, bring up the 12 laws of the universe. Those are besides the law of gravity and things like that. So start with that. Then start looking up about energy and stuff like that. Now, see, reason why I ask you guys to look it up is so you'll know that I'm just not sitting here feeding you a bunch of malarkey. Now, like I said, I don't know everything about it. I'm just bringing you things that I'm learning now in my life, and some of the things that's happened to me, so I happen to know that a lot of this stuff is fact. So, I have told you before that I've got empathic abilities. I'm an empath. I can feel other people's feelings and emotions, and it's taken me a while to learn that that's what's happening, and that it's not me that's having that. And I think I told you in the other one that our words are very powerful. And their energy, too, just like anything else. So whatever words we speak go out there into the atmosphere, and it just wanders around. I know that sounds odd, but it just wanders around. That is part of why Jesus said change your way of thinking. He said repent. The word repent means change the way you think. And that goes for what we've all been taught, too, you know. Don't think about evil. Don't think about this and that and whatnot. But we can't see these energies, but we can feel them. We got 24 senses. And like I said, the scientists are going back and forth with this. And then some of them fuss and to each other and stuff, but then there's other ones that concur that we have 24 senses. And maybe even more, possibly more than that. But out of all those senses, there's clairvoyance and there's clairsentience. I can't say the words, but it's like you can pick up on energy and senses about that's going on around you. Like I have the one, and I can't remember exactly what the name of it is. I don't have my paperwork here with me, but you can smell or taste things that isn't right there with you. Now, yeah, like I told you, watch those horses running across a film and stirring up the dust, and I could smell that dust. I could smell the kerosene, not kerosene, the gasoline when a guy was working on a lawnmower. And it also has other things, like you can taste things that, you can taste chemicals and stuff like that are in a certain kind of food or medicine or whatever it is that you're putting in your mouth. You can taste the chemicals in them. And I think I'm being able to do that with the bread now. I don't... bread don't taste like bread to me anymore, and I can taste this extra stuff that they've put in there. So, with those words that are floating around out there, and the ideas that people have put out there, happen to attach, that energy happens to attach to any one of us at any given time. Say, for instance, okay, like, if you know, a lot of people say, well, I knew this, or I know that, or whatever, or you think, you can hear your own voice. I can hear my own voice inside my head. But then there'll be other thoughts that come into my head. Where do our thoughts come from? You ever think about that? Really, serious. I mean, if you sit down and think intentionally, that's one thing. But if you're just sitting around and this thought comes to you that, and this is just something simple, this thought comes into your brain and you take hold of it and it says, I'd like to have a sundae. Well, I haven't eaten a sundae for ever and ever and ever, you say to yourself. In fact, I'm working on not eating that kind of stuff. I'm trying to lose weight and this and that and whatnot. But this thought pops up in your head and it don't sound like you at all. Where does that thought come from? And I know that there's probably not a soul on this planet that has never had weird thoughts come into their head and they go, where did that come from? You know, and if you keep thinking about it, then you might end up doing it. But unless you're strong enough, now if it goes against your morals and all that kind of good stuff, you could control that. But there's a lot of people out there that those thoughts come into their head and they take it as their own thought. That's just like, I'll be sitting around and there's no reason whatsoever for me to be depressed, no reason for me to be sad. And all of a sudden this thought will come over me and telling me I'm depressed, telling me I'm sad. Well, I know that it couldn't be because there's nothing going on in my life that I should be sad. Now, I do know that just recently here, I made my own self sad because of choices that I felt was needed. But were they? I mean, were they my thoughts? I mean, think about it. Unless you're tuned in to all those frequencies that's going on around you, in which I said it's all, their frequencies, energy, it's like tuning in a radio. However many channels you can turn on that radio, and you can flip through the channel, flip, it'll go, you know, till you come to a channel or come to a station and you're tuning in them frequencies. Well, that's what we got to learn to do with our 24 senses. We've got to turn into those frequencies and find out how and where are they coming from? Because the Bible says, test the spirits. Well, test the energies. That's basically test the frequencies. Find out, was that something in it? No, I didn't think that. No, that's not me. Well, why am I thinking that? Or whatever. That's just like going down the road. I'll be driving down the road, and I know that I'm going to go someplace. And several things can happen here, especially with me, and I'm sure many of you happen to you guys too. That you're driving down the road, and all of a sudden, well, how did I get here? I don't remember getting from up there to here. And then, or you'll be driving down the road, and you got, you got one particular road that you're going to go on, and that's the way you do anyway. But then all of a sudden, you'll get an inclination. I think I'll go this way. And then you get out that way, and there's a sign that says, refrigerator for sale. $50. And you've been looking for a refrigerator. Just keep that. So where'd that thought come from? Where did that inspiration come from for you to turn that way? So basically what I'm saying is, out of all the 24 senses that we've got, we're not being taught how to tune into them. Because our lives would be so much better if we could. And another reason why I say that is because all the believers out there that have ever been taught from the Bible at all, remember when Jesus come into this little town and there was a young boy there that was throwing fits and whatever else was going on. I mean, don't tell the whole story. And all the townspeople told Jesus, well, he's crazy. He's dumb and deaf or something like that. I mean, I could find it, and all you have to do is Google it, and where Jesus used the swine to. Well, anyway, he walks up to the boy, and he says, "Who are you?" And the boy says, "I am Legion." Okay, what is Legion? I mean, Jesus knew. Oh, what? Legion of evil entities. Because if you'll go clean back, that we've been taught that Satan and their demonic evil spirits running around on the earth. Now, have we ever seen anything? No. Well, why haven't we ever seen anything? Because it's evil energy is what we call it. You call everything now is the entities that come in the form of energy. And when that energy either latches onto your energy, but we allow it because we don't know that that's what's happening, and then we end up making wrong choices for our life. And so if we could just understand all the 24 senses. Now, like today, it's sunshiny out here today, and I took that opportunity to get out. Now, I'm feeling awesome. I'm feeling wonderful because that sunlight, the energy of that sunlight is coming into my eyes, touching my skin, and the frequency of that sunlight is bringing life into my body and into my senses, creating dopamine for my brain. That is making me feel good, bringing me some sense to my head, and different things like that. I mean, all the different like barometric pressures and stuff like that. Sometimes people their face feels like it's all puffy and swollen because the pressure is so much. Okay, well, how do you fix that? Well, I can't say how to fix that. I'm just saying. We should do more research and more looking into things about all this stuff, so we know how to make our life better, make wiser choices, and now I know that really truly I shouldn't have never been diagnosed with depression. I should have been able to know better that, like I said, I wasn't depressed all the time. I mean, of course, there was episodes throughout my life that there was times that I felt like I was depressed, but when in reality, there was either some evil entities that were putting thoughts in my head or attaching their energy to my energy, and or I was feeling other people's emotions. So there's a wide array there as to why we all act like we act. And of course, the people out there in the healthcare system has been taught, well, I'm telling you, if they're saying they're hearing voices, then there must surely be something wrong with them. Well, if I was to go in there and tell them, if I was honest, well, of course I hear voices. I hear the Creator's voice. I hear my voice. And sometimes, believe it or not, I hear other voices that shouldn't be there. So, okay, how do I deal with it? Sometimes I don't deal with it very well, the other voices. And they're not really audible voices. Of course, there's sometimes now I'll be, especially in the summertime, I'll be sitting and doing nothing and just sitting there, and I'll hear just out of the blue my name being called. Not Joy, Joyce. And I'll turn and I'll say, what? There's nobody there. Now, if there's anybody out there that swears up and down that never, no, I'm sorry, it's happened to a lot of people. A lot of people. And we just brush it off and do nothing with it, and we don't dare tell anybody about it because, like I said, and if we do tap into our intuition and our empathic abilities, we're scared to mention it because, way back when, the women, especially the women, well, they did have men that happened to, that got burnt at the stake as witches, warlocks, because they tapped into those energies and knew how to use them, and they would know things, and people would go to them and say, well, how about this, how about that, and they would, so the word got around it, oh, we can't have that going on. The authorities and whoever was in charge, oh, we can't have that going on. So they labeled them as witches, that they're going against the power of God because they told somebody where they could find so-and-so that had been missing for 5 years or something like that. I'm just saying. So, but today it's a little bit different. They throw you in a mental institution, throw you full of pills, and swear up and down that you're either schizophrenic or you got major depression, like they told me. Now, there are different times I went to a doctor before all of that. And just a regular doctor. Well, bottom line was in the diagnosis that I was crazy. And of course, family members heard that, and that labeled me. You couldn't possibly know those things that you say you know, and you're telling me because there's something wrong with that. That don't sound right. So you must be crazy. So that is what I want to get across to people, is that people, the only way that I could see that it would be possible for somebody to truly have mental issues is if there's had been some kind of brain damage, or like the blood's not getting to the brain the way it should and stuff like that. But a lot of that stuff could be fixed. And a lot of that stuff could be let the body and the brain heal itself. And I don't know how that all works. I'm not saying I do. I'm just saying that our body is able to heal itself if it's allowed to, instead of being thrown a bunch of pills and stuff like that. Now, sometimes you do need different medicines and stuff to get you through till your body can catch hold and start healing itself. Right foods, right herbs, good water, let your body rest, let your brain rest, all that different kind of stuff allows your body to heal. And we're not supposed to be putting a bunch of chemicals and stuff in our body, because the Bible does say your body is the temple of God. And we're supposed to take care of it. Well, I'm not going to throw any scriptures out there to you, because right now at this moment I don't have my Bible, and I don't know where to go to tell you to go to it. All I can say is do your own research on it if you're really interested and really want to know, because the Bible will be very clear in different things. You should have a vision with your life. Well, how do I have a vision? Well, by thinking right, for one thing. And don't let evil entities or energies latch themselves onto you. Don't listen to their yak going on in your brain. Put a stop to it. That's what happens to a lot of people that unalive people. They listen to that energy that attaches itself to you. So look up those energies. Go to Penny Kelly. You can that very thing where I got my information is on YouTube or Rumble, and you look up Penny Kelly, and it's called it's got like a brain and flowers, but it's called Intuition One, and it's talking about your consciousness, how to enable your consciousness. So anyway, that's my part 2 of this, and so I hope y'all have a great day, and when you're sitting around and you ain't got nothing to do, and you got YouTube, and you can look up that stuff, go in and listen to Penny Kelly. She's very, very astute. She's very well educated, and Dolores Cannon. They'll talk to you about the different entities and stuff that are roaming around out here that we can't see, but sometimes we can hear them. So, but anyway, remember, a merry heart doeth good like a medicine, laughter. And if you got a broken spirit, it'll dry up your bones. So don't let your spirit get broken. Don't let that energy out there break your spirit. And as Henry Ford says, if you believe you can or if you believe you can't, you're right. And I say, if you believe you can, then make the steps towards what you're wanting, what you're looking forward to, and make it happen. So y'all have a great day. I love y'all and thank y'all for your support. Thank you for your likes and subscribes and putting up with the ads and putting up with me, I guess. Y'all have a great day.